everyone, this is Casey at BeBe Blythe Company. Today I'm going to show you how to sculpt teeth. And I'm going to try a method that I've never tried before. It's kind of an experiment, so we're going to go on this adventure together and see how it works. So this is my newest doll. I've finished carving her and sanding her. I've washed her off, so she's clean and ready for sculpting. My idea is that I'm going to sculpt the teeth onto the plastic, and I'm going to put the whole head in the oven to harden the clay, and I'm hoping that that's going to work. The previous doll that I did with teeth was this doll, and you can see her teeth in there. And what I did with her was I sculpted the doll, and then I sculpted the teeth, and I glued them in from behind. And that worked fine for this doll because the teeth are kind of hidden inside her mouth. But with this new doll, what I want to do is give her kind of like buck teeth, where her teeth are going to sit on her bottom lip. And I have been practicing with sculpting them, and I don't really see a way to do that without sculpting the teeth onto the doll. And then the problem is how to cure the clay without putting the head in the oven, which I don't see a way of doing that. I also don't see a way of removing the teeth and then gluing them in. So what I'm thinking, this is the clay that I'm going to use. It's Primo Sculpt. It's in color translucent, and it goes in the oven at 275 for 30 minutes per 1/4 inch. Well, probably these little teeth are going to be even smaller than that. When I made the teeth before, they really only needed to be in the oven about 10 minutes. So I'm thinking that the head can probably stand to be in the oven for about 10 minutes. I don't think it's going to hurt it, but we'll find out if it does. So the first thing we're going to do is get started sculpting the teeth. So I've been practicing, and there's a few pieces in here that have been practice pieces, so I'm going to pull off as clean of a piece as I possibly can. And then what I'm going to do is I really only need a pretty small piece. And a little tip that I have for you, what I've discovered with making expressions with these dolls is sometimes you have an idea in your head of what you want the doll to look like, or you see other people making dolls and you want to make sort of a similar expression. I've seen a lot of dolls with teeth and buck teeth and the two teeth in the front, and that was kind of my idea of what I wanted to do for this doll. She's going to be kind of a nerdy buck tooth, redhead, freckle-faced doll, but I like to make sure that the expression that I'm doing is somewhat realistic. And what I did was, or what I do sometimes, is take a picture of myself making the expression that I want. And what I discovered with this expression is that it's almost impossible to only put your front two teeth, stick out your front two teeth. And that's what I see on a lot of dolls, is just the front two teeth, which is almost impossible. When you make this expression, you will at least get a glimpse of the side two teeth, so really the front four teeth will be showing. The side two teeth are smaller and much more hidden, but they're still there. So with this doll, we're going to actually sculpt 4 teeth, 2 large front teeth, and then 2 little teeth on the side that are kind of barely there, if that makes sense. So that's my tip, is to look online. If you can't find the expression on Google, then take a picture of yourself doing the best you can to make the expression you're looking for, and then study how large the lips are, where the teeth are, how the eyes look, etc. And that can help you. So I'm warming up this clay a little bit, and what we're gonna do, I think this is still a little bit too much, so I'm gonna take a little bit off. These teeth really are pretty small. The opening is not very big, and so you want to make sure you don't have too much clay on there that you're not gonna need and that you're gonna have to carve away. So now I kind of have a little roll here, and I'm going to stick it on there. And the way that I've been doing this is just pushing it down, and it's going to kind of come through the back hole, which is fine because that will hold it in place. And now this is the sculpting part, and I've been using this tool. It's from my carving knife set. It's not a sculpting tool, but I wasn't going to go buy tools for sculpting, and this works pretty well. Also, what I found with this is my fingernail works. So I've been pushing the clay down like this, kind of, and pushing it up. Because the expression, when I took a picture of myself making this expression, my teeth rested on my bottom lip. My bottom lip wasn't completely hidden. So that's what I'm trying to do with this doll, is have her teeth kind of on the lip. So as it gets whiter, you can sort of cut off those end pieces that you're not going to be using, and keep pushing it to get rid of the excess. Clay crumbles very easily, and it actually is a benefit because all you need to do is really scrape at the clay and it comes off where you don't want it. So I really like that about it. So what I'm going to do at this point is actually cut the teeth. Now, I want the front two teeth to be larger than the two that will be on the side. The two on the side are sort of just going to be hidden kind of in the mouth. So I don't want them to stand out too much. So what you're going to want to do is carve the two small ones, and then you know how big to do your two front ones. Now at this point you have a lot of sculpting to do to make them look like teeth. So all I can really tell you is to keep patting them, keep carving around them. The other thing that I have found is, okay, you don't really want the two side teeth to stick out as much as the front teeth. So you can use your fingernail to try to flatten down the side teeth more than the front teeth. That's one way that I've been doing it. I also kind of want to give her front two teeth a gap, so I'm kind of separating and cutting away some of the clay between her teeth. say at this point, just keep carving the teeth until you are happy with them. It can take some time to get them exactly how you want them. And the good thing is you can always take the clay off and start over, which I've done several times preparing for this video. I actually practiced, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 times. Now, one of the problems I foresee from sculpting the teeth actually onto the doll is I'm not quite sure how I'm going to spray her with Mr. Super Clear and protect her teeth, but I'm going to have to figure it out because her teeth are going to be a part of her. So usually at this point, when I'm starting to be kind of happy with the teeth, I grab her hair and her eyes, if I can find them, right there, and I kind of put her together a little bit and see if it's kind of what I want. So let's see. And that's pretty much what I'm going for. I'm going to mess with them a little bit more because once they're on and baked, they're going to be permanent. So I'm going to round out the edges and make them still a little bit more like they're sitting on that lip, which will also be helped by color. Now, when this clay is cured in the oven, it's translucent, as I said, so it looks very realistic, just like teeth. Okay, so that's pretty much how I want them. So I'm gonna go ahead and put her in the oven. Like I said, this clay is the temperature is 275. I'm going to do it just for 10 minutes and see if that's good enough, and hopefully it doesn't damage the plastic at all. And then I'll come back and show you what we have. Be right back. Okay, you guys, so I'm back and I just had a mini heart attack. So what happened when I put her in the oven is I just put her faceplate in, and when I went to go check on her after 5 minutes, she was warping. So of course I freaked out and pulled her out of the oven super fast and sort of did my best to bend her forehead back into place. And what I did was I ran in my room and put her together with her scalp and her back plates so that hopefully as she cooled down, she would go back to her normal original shape. She still has a bit of a gap now, and so I'm dealing with that. And I also think her eye shape has changed. I'm not really sure, but I'm going to take her apart again. The good news is that the teeth only needed that 5 minutes, apparently, because they are cured. So I'm not going to need to put them back in the oven or anything like that. So I also screwed her scalp very quickly while she was warm to the faceplate so that hopefully it would go back to normal. So lesson learned, that does not work. So for the future, I probably would never do that again. So you can see she is still a bit warped right there in that groove. But I think it's going to be okay. She might just be a little bit different. But as far as her eyes, I think that they're warped. And it's kind of giving her this weird evil look. So I don't know. I guess we'll find out if it works. Hopefully her eye mechanism's still going to work. I hope I haven't ruined her. And she might just turn out to be a really unique doll. I don't know. So I'm going to start on painting her now, and as far as spraying her, I'm going to try to cover her teeth with maybe saran wrap or a very small piece of tape so that I can start painting her. So anyway, lesson learned, not gonna work, but her teeth look great and I'm happy with them. So I'll share a photo of her when she's done, and as always you can see progress photos on my Facebook as well as finished dolls. So thank you for watching, and thank you for coming along with me on this experiment that did not go well. Till next time.